Hey folks, we're back for round two with the Hatebears deck. I was fortunate enough to win the die roll again this time, but again I'm faced with a rather unkeepable hand. I could keep this and try to windfall into some action. I have the Ancient Tomb, I have the Tropical Island. I could just, play a couple of lands and then play a windfall, try to get a new hand, but I just decided I could do better, I think, on a free mulligan. So I tried to do that. This hand is also unkeepable, so I decide that I have to mulligan yet again. This hand is much better. It's not perfect, obviously, but it's probably the best hand that I looked at so far because it has early interaction, it has card draw, and it has a piece of my combo. What I am lacking is green mana. So I see a Swords to Plowshares, scry it to the bottom. I was fortunate enough to draw a Tropical Island. So I play my Plains because it is immune to Wasteland. Not that someone's going to Wasteland me on turn 1, but there's no reason not to. So I might as well play my basic on turn 1. Next turn, I drop a turn 2 library yet again. Feels good, man. This guy plays a Soul Ring and a Bitter Blossom, so pretty aggressive start over there. And then Arcanist decides that he is also going to ramp, plays an artifact. And I'm fully expecting this guy to do the same thing, and sure enough, he plays Soul Ring and Azorius Signet. So they're all just vomiting out tons of mana. So I library, see a couple of cards. I decide not to draw the full amount here because I have multiple shuffle effects in my hand. So I decide that I just really want the Windfall and the Vampiric Tutor. That can help me set up Notion Wheel. I can also do that with the Sylvan Tutor and just hold on to this Vampiric Tutor for a backup. And I think that's what I end up doing. So I play Seal of Cleansing. So I'm faced with a decision here. Well, I already skipped past it. But the decision was to blow up one of these mana rocks and try to slow down their development, or kill this Bitter Blossom. The reason I ultimately decided to kill Bitter Blossom was because I have cards like Stony Silence and Null Rod and Kataki and so on and so forth to stop these from getting too out of hand, but I don't really have a good answer for Bitter Blossom. And it will make difficulty in the future for my creatures to get in damage if he has a bunch of flying blockers in play. So I decided to kill that. Here I Sylvan Tutor for Notion Thief, you guessed it. With the plan of, over the next 2 turns, going Notion Wheel. This guy plays a Sarah Senate and an Audric. Both pretty powerful cards. And this guy plays more artifact mana out. Tons of it. He is just ramping all the way up. Same with this guy here. He plays a Mana Vault and spends that mana on a Bribery, which is really strange. He chose to target Arcanist, which is just probably doesn't run very many creatures in his deck either, except for like a Psychosis Crawler or a Palancron or something like that. And he knows that I have a Notion Thief on top, so he can choose to take a Notion Thief, which is probably a good idea, or he can take something better out of my deck like an Ellishnor, or maybe this guy, he's clearly got good creatures, but he picked like the worst target, I believe. Ended up getting Mnemonic Wall and getting back his Bribery. Not the best play. So in my turn, I draw a few things, put a card back, decide to draw one off the library this time. Plan here is simple. It's play Notion Thief, play Windfall. Question marks, profit. This guy did not attack me. Maybe he didn't know what was going on. I haven't done anything too threatening yet, but at the same time, he's attacking these 2 other players. He's not attacking me at all. He knows I have the Notion Thief. Maybe he doesn't, suspect the Windfall or whatever, but things are going to get really nasty really quick unless somebody has an immediate answer to what I plan to do. So this guy vomits out more artifact ramp, plays an Everflowing Chalice here. At this moment, I decide to Notion Thief. The reason being he's only got 1 blue mana available. And I kind of wanted to get the drop on somebody or have somebody play a draw card spell and then, me Notion Thief them. But they know about it. So they're not going to do that if they're smart. Also, he's down to low mana. I could have tapped out at sorcery speed on my turn, but that gives this guy an opportunity to kill my Notion Thief with some type of sorcery speed removal spell. I also could have done it at his instep, which may have been a good idea, but I just decided now is probably the time I want to do it. I also contemplated letting this guy do this and then doing it on his turn, but I really didn't want him to untap with his blue mana or anyone to really stop me. I just feel like this had the best success rate timing to do it. I knew that with 1 blue mana he could not counter a Notion Thief, and it's up to this guy to have a kill spell or some way to interact with my Notion Thief, or else everyone is going to be very screwed here in a moment. So this guy has 6 cards in hand. He vomited out some more mana rocks. This guy has 4 cards, 3 cards, and I only have 3 after the windfall, I guess. But I could library up a couple more. I decided to put those cards back, be a little conservative because I'm about to windfall. So I play Forest, play Kataki. This gives them the decision after the windfall whether or not they want to keep these mana rocks around. It doesn't kill the mana rocks, but it makes it so they have to consider, hey, which of these are important? Which ones do I want to pay for? And this is all operating with very little information, because if this windfall resolves, then they will no longer have a hand at all. So they won't be able to figure out whether or not they should pay for their mana rocks on their upkeep with much certainty. They have no information to go on. They're not using the cards in their hand to inform that decision, is basically what I'm saying. So I cast Windfall. While it's on the stack, this guy concedes. He didn't want me to draw an additional 6 cards, or 6 times 4 rather. So he concedes. He was pissed that I was nuking his hand. He probably did it spitefully so that I wouldn't be able to draw more cards. But these other 2 players hang around. So I resolve a Windfall here. And I draw a ton of cards. And then I attack the player with the highest life total. And then discard a bunch of cards. Again, keeping only the cards that I feel like are going to be the cards that, help me to win the game the best. So he pays for his Soul Ring. Now he definitely switches gears and starts attacking me, which is what he should have been doing in the first place, but whatever. This guy has a ton of triggers. I think the other guy's just tapping out on his turn. He pays for all of his artifacts. But it's obvious that he is stunted now. Like, he cannot do as much as he could have done before. So he taps out, plays Arcanist, which does not seem very great on a board with Notion Thief, but whatever. Maybe he draws an answer. Maybe he has a Cyclonic Rift or something. He can start drawing cards. So here, I didn't draw any extra cards because I have a shuffle effect, and I didn't really think any of those other cards were super exciting. So I decide that I'm going to play Aura Shards. Then I play Mother of Runes, blowing up the biggest artifact, which is Thran Dynamo. And now I continue attacking the person with the highest life total. Now I have Abrupt Decay up for this pesky Sarah Avenger. And he plays Saskia, targeting him, which is just super strange, because maybe he thinks I'm going to be dead soon or something, and it won't matter that I'm being targeted, or maybe he thinks that he can target this guy as the chosen player, and then have it so that whenever I die, as I'm dying, I'm dealing extra damage to him, or he's dealing extra damage to him. Either way, I just think that was the wrong choice, just because I could have interaction, and I do. So I kill this thing. Tried to prevent. I didn't have a stop on my begin combat at the time, and he ended up getting the lifelink and flying from Audric. But this guy was being attacked, and he decided to concede. So it's just me and this other player, making him forced to attack me, essentially. I draw some cards, draw a Gaia's Cradle, which is excellent, draw a Swords to Plowshares. So I Swords Audric, play a creature with Aura Shards in Sarah Ascendant to blow up his Soul Ring to limit his mana. And now I have Mother of Runes, Notion Thief, so on and so forth. I Cyclonic Rift his guy. I cast Time Twister, leaving open Gyre Reach Sanitarium. I ended up playing a Seal of Primordium. And again, I have a million cards in hand. You'll notice that's the thing about this deck, is sometimes I get lots of cards really fast. That's what Notion Thief does with these wheels. So I discard some lands, keep some other stuff. Here, I believe, I drew Elish Norn, which is great. I know that means that all I need is Living Plane, and then it's game over. Here I have to target the Aura Shards, and I decide not to use it, obviously, but I'm crunching in for lots of damage now. Keeping open Mother of Runes the whole time, just in case. And he starts to do something, and then decides that he can't beat this, and just concedes. So that's game 2.